at the end of the day, I had walked almost 6 miles. And I just could not have seen that happening even a month prior to that. And so I was just revitalized. And I know that I could not have done that without the treatment and the therapy program that Reagan designed for me.
Why don't you take us from the beginning? What made you want to, get better? Like what were you dealing with?
So I started having knee pain back in November, and I thought I didn't really know what had caused it, but nevertheless, I looked on Google, tried to figure out what to do, and did the typical rest and ice and tons of ibuprofen. And then I went to my chiropractor as well. And I was pretty discouraged at that point because at one time I could walk 5 or 6 miles with no problem. And now this knee pain was making it hard to go up and down the stairs, bending over and getting back up, and just doing regular functions around the house, things that I wanted to do. But most importantly, my walking. That's just my thing that keeps me sane. And I found that I could no longer walk very far. I was having trouble walking even a mile, and I'd have to turn around and come home. So I was pretty discouraged at that point.
Well, yeah, and I know that you moved to Colorado to take advantage of all the great outdoors and that fun stuff. So not being able to do that wasn't fun.
No, in fact, I joined a meetup group after I moved here, but I was never able to go because my knee started bothering me, and I said I'm not going to be able to keep up with my 2 or 3 mile walks that they do each week. So yeah, I was pretty discouraged. And so I started thinking about needing to go to the next step since I wasn't getting any better. And next step would be physical therapy. And I've been down that physical therapy road before with injuries and whatnot. And, I kind of knew what to expect, the 3 visits and you're here for your pinky. So we're going to look at your pinky and then you're going to be gone. And so I really wasn't looking forward to that. But then I saw the link for the webinar for Physical Revolution on Facebook. And after watching it, I felt like it was a different approach. And I decided to come in for a consultation.
There you go. Excellent. And then, what made you decide to say yes to even just the consultation while having this, physical therapy bad taste kind of in your mouth from previous experiences?
Well, the webinar intrigued me because it seemed to be a more overarching approach to me as a person and not just an injury or a knee. And when I came in for my consultation, I got hooked up with Dr. Reagan, who's just awesome. Yeah, as are you. And I felt very encouraged after meeting with her because you guys do take a different approach to physical therapy. It's a more holistic approach. You approach me as a person, my whole body, and wanting to make all the parts work together. And not only that, Lauren, you are a big part of the reason that Physio Revolution's so successful, because you're so friendly and you're so kind and you make it such a welcoming place to come to. And I can be having a really bad week, and I come into the office and I'm just feeling encouraged immediately. It's just like, oh, okay, I'm here now.
Oh, Terri. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me tear up.
It's really true. And so I decided to move forward with the treatment program. And after about a month, and I don't know if you know this part, but after about a month, I learned that I hadn't really had an injury to my knee, that my symptoms were really from my autoimmune disease of multiple sclerosis. And I kind of felt defeated at that moment when I learned that, because I thought, well, I can come to this program, but you're really not going to be able to help me. I mean, I was about a month along, so I was still struggling with a lot of pain still and a lot of weakness. And but then I took a step back and I thought, you know what? Wait, I'm not looking at the progress that I had in that month. I was actually increasing a little bit in mobility from the exercises, and I was learning how to manage my pain from the exercises. And so I thought, well, I'm going to keep coming, because not only that, but just for the mental part of it, just being encouraged, being around friendly staff who think of me as a person and not just a me. And there was just no way I was going to stop coming. But looking forward now, it's been several months and I've experienced such great progress that about a month ago, I was able to go to Bryce Canyon National Park. And on my way there, it was a long drive. It was a solo trip. I was so stoked. I thought, well, I'll just walk a mile or two on the rim at the top, just to enjoy it and take some good pictures. But as I started down the path, I saw the trail that went down into the canyon, and just hiking like that into the canyon, that's a dream. Just something I so enjoy doing. So I turned left and I went down into the canyon and I walked all the way to the bottom of that trail and back up. And
you had the pictures to prove it.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to cry, but
no, because then I am. Okay.
I was so ecstatic when I made it back up. And at the end of the day, I had walked almost 6 miles. And I just could not have seen that happening even a month prior to that. And so I was just revitalized. And I know that I could not have done that without the treatment and the therapy program that Reagan designed for me, and her nurturing of me, taking care of me and taking me to the next level. There was just no way I would have been able to do that on my own. And I now have much more confidence in my body. It's much more powerful than we think it is. And its ability to heal is greater than we think. And I just have this new hopefulness and encouragement in my spirit. And my next plan is to hike down into the Grand Canyon and back up again. And so,
oh my gosh,
I really feel like it's achievable now. And
absolutely.
6 months ago, when I started at physio, I couldn't see it. But now I can, and I'm so grateful to the team at Physio Revolution, to Reagan, to you. Thank you so much. It's been a journey, but this is the first time I've had MS for 30 years, and fortunately for me, it's a relapsing remitting type. And I have never felt like, even in the midst of, it's like it was hard to disconnect the part from a disease versus my body. And now I've been able to do that. Yes, that's a disease that's affecting me, but I can still work on my body and strengthen it. And it can, like I said, it can do more than you think it can. And so it's kind of been a revolutionary, talk about the physio revolution. It's really been a revolutionary place for me in my own walk with my autoimmune disease. And after all these years, realizing that I have more power over it than I thought.
What is something that you are most proud of yourself for accomplishing in your course of treatment here?
I think pushing through to the other side. It's easy to say, oh, I don't feel good, or oh, this hurts, or oh, but just pushing through. And I think that the treatment program that you have is built for that continued progress. Usually in traditional physical therapy, you get 3 visits and then it's done, and you haven't even made it a habit yet.
Mhm.
So having this continued appointments with you that are spaced enough apart so that I can experience some progress between them, and having people encourage me to keep it going, that's made it more of a habit for me now.
You know, if you could tell somebody who's watching this anything, what do you think it would be?
I would say that you will know in your spirit, in your heart, what you need to do. And if just listen to your spirit, because I knew when I came to Physio Revolution that that was the place for me. And, we know when we have that mixed feeling type of thing, but I had no it was like it was the place for me to be. It just felt right at the right time. So follow your heart, follow your spirit, and it will lead you. And don't be afraid to try something different, because our traditional medicine hasn't always been as effective as as it could be.
Mhm.
And Physio Revolution has kind of worked around that and has made possibility for people. And so I would just encourage people to make yourself a priority, and
Yes.
take the steps to get better. Just know that there's hope out there, and Physio Revolution is a good place to start.